your actual event, just update her on those things.
Yeah, and it's nice to see it.
For the cameraman, I have those lights at 3,500 Kelvin. So you wanna just FYI? Daylight did not look good in here. Please.
Thank you.
I was gonna get 34. So
Yeah, I have my camera at 4,000. It was warmer. I didn't like 3,500 on the camera, but the lights are 3,500.
Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Right.
Yeah, I think we met. Yeah, Pastor went down, I was over when we first started, a year ago, so.
Hello.
How are y'all? Hey, how are you doing? Good to see you. How are we doing back there? How are you? Meredith, Johnny? Yeah, I spoke to you a few times.
Preacher man.
That's my question.
That's right.
When the answer is too last, with it. I'm used to answer prayer that I'm going to.
Yeah, those are our answered prayers, not yours, right? Where two or more are gathered.
You thought it was alone.
Yeah, right, you're wrong. I like. How'd you ride?
We're actually,
How far along was she? Almost. Oh, so anytime now. That's great. You get named like that or more girl?
we're waiting, this is the person we're waiting for.
Okay, that's what I thought
But
you
we're
said.
gonna name Jesse either way.
Oh, that works.
Like IE for girl.
Sure.
What's going on?
Sure.
Haven't figured it out.
Love it. Okay.
Very good out there. Just go to the party.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kim Turner. I am the city manager for the City of Universal City. I'm just going to give you a lineup of who's going to be speaking today. First up, we have Pastor Ryan Gilbert. He is with the First Baptist Church here in Universal City. And then we'll have our fire chief and fire marshal. Fire chief being Todd Perna, fire marshal being Justin Garcia. Then we'll have Johnny Siemens, who is our Universal City police chief. And then followed that, we'll have Miss Jody Marquez, and she is with the Infinity Property Management that is overseeing Falcon Ridge in this particular project. So with that, I'll go ahead and bring up Pastor Ryan. There he is. Thank you, sir.
As she said, I'm Pastor Ryan, and we had the privilege of opening up our facilities and helping shelter about 15 who stayed in our location for the first 4 nights or so, and also be kind of a donation center. So I was shocked by how many people in our community, especially Universal City, individuals, families, businesses, churches, overwhelmingly responded within hours, bringing items that were needed. And so we were really encouraged by that. I've only been here a year, and so I was very encouraged to see Universal City and the whole Randolph greater area respond like that. We filled our entire space within about 36 hours. We had to turn people away. It was amazing. Obviously, it does not meet all the need of these displaced residents, but we were thankful that we could be one small part of seeing people helped. And obviously, the need is still there. We are keeping our donated items for now through Christmas to make sure that as people get settled more and more, they can come back through and get what they need. But the main need that I know of right now is still financial. Any gift that is given, 100% of it will go directly to displaced residents, especially in trying to rebuild. I've never lost everything. I don't think many of us have. And so that's probably the biggest thing we need is prayer for that. And if you're able and willing to give, that would be wonderful as well.
So Justin Garcia, I'm the Assistant Chief Fire Marshal here at Universal City. Today we're just kind of here to answer any questions that you guys have for us regarding aviation, 350 aviation, or so Any questions? Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you have a cause of the fire?
We are still in an open investigation, and we do not have a cause just yet.
What is the status of the people now? Where can you tell us, as far as people who are displaced and maybe the needs of this community now?
I cannot talk on that.
I will.
That'll be property management. Any other questions for me?
Any new leads on as far as the fire striking? Where as far as in the building?
I still have a couple of theories that I need to run through, so I'm getting closer.
Are there two separate fires at that location, or is it just one fire?
One fire.
One fire.
One fire. Most of the devastation that you see on the roof line and the spread of the fire was wind driven, due to the fact that we had pretty good wind speeds in that direction.
How many families were displaced and what has been the estimate of the damages?
I do not have an estimate just yet, and I'll let property management talk on how many families.
Is it likely that you're going to find a cause of this fire?
I'm getting closer.
Getting close.
Do you suspect arson? You know, that
At this time, I'm not going to make any reference to whether it was accidental, undetermined, or arson related.
You mentioned that the wind was a factor. Was gas, was there any sort of gas leak that drove the flames at all?
I can't tell you yes, and I can't tell you no. What I can tell you is that gas was in the unit, in the sense of the building. There was electric appliances. I have not found a gas appliance.
You guys looking for somebody maybe, as far as somebody who might have caused this fire or maybe homeless?
Right now, it's still open investigation. Nothing else? I'll turn it over to property management.
Hi, I'm Jody Marquez, the president and owner of Implicity Management Company. And I first and foremost, I did just want to make a few comments if I can. I have never seen ever a city and surrounding cities and people come together like we saw the night of the fire. I want to thank the City of Universal City, the police department, the fire department, neighboring fire and police departments, animal control who saved animals, the Pastor Ryan, First Baptist Church. He's being very humble. He was just driving by and he stopped, and then he opened the church for our displaced residents, and thank you. I'd like to thank the San Antonio Apartment Association. We did get with them immediately, and they put out a call for not only donations and assistance, but also housing, so that for any of our displaced residents, they ran, there's a list of them, and they ran move-in specials or no deposits, whatever the case may be, for any of our affected displaced residents. I'm sorry, I don't talk publicly very often. And I'd also think there are so many donors, not only from this area, but our vendors, our peers, other apartment communities. The outreach was incredible, but the input and results of that outreach was phenomenal. I'd also like to thank our residents that we were able to assist and for their patience. This is a very, very difficult thing to go through. I can't imagine it. I have not been through this myself, but we definitely are there for them. I'd like to also thank our staff who has including myself, been working 24/7 to make sure that our residents are as comfortable as possible. I have spoken to and made a few statements to reporters, but beyond that, if you have any questions, I'm open to trying to answer.
How many residents do you have, or were there basically displaced?
We had 61 units affected, and so of the 61 were displaced. Some of those had family and friends to stay with. Some of them moved to another section of the property, and then we also released several. I wanted to add that as well. Anyone that is or was living at 350 Aviation, ownership has refunded their rent, and they have all been released from their leases. There are some people that want to go back, and so they are just temporarily being housed.
Jody, did people get their deposits back as well?
Yes, people got their deposits back, and we're going through that process, but most all people have been accommodated thus far. But yes, deposits and rent.
And that was 61 units, but do we know how many people specifically? The amount of people?
Well, it was full. I don't have a total count of what, if there were 4 here or 2 here. But I do know that everyone had a place to go, or we housed them, or sister properties within the association placed them.
Some of those units were not impacted by the fire, but they had no gas, no water. Is that still the case with those buildings?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us what you've heard from the people there about, I would imagine maybe frustration setting in, not being able to go home, not knowing what caused all of this. What have you heard from the tenants?
So I'll answer that question, but first let me say that we have been, from day one, we did hire security because, as you can imagine, residents' doors were opened. And so we have been allowed to let residents go in, gather all of their medications once cleared by the fire marshal. And so, and then we're one person at a time escorted with hard hats has been able to go in and get some of their most important belongings. And I'm sorry, Katrina, I forgot your question.
Oh, so I was just wondering what you've heard from them in terms of not being able to go home, not knowing how this fire started yet.
I haven't heard a lot about, nor we haven't as a company or the manager on site, people, the cause of the fire, or, obviously people are frustrated. Those that do want to go home want to go home, right? But they also understand that our main and the cities and the fire marshal and everybody's main concern is their safety. And so frustration, sure. And we're dealing with that on a daily basis, just trying to bring comfort.
What's the timeline to rebuild?
I don't have that information, I'm sorry. Any other questions? Nope. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Todd Perna. I'm the fire chief here in Universal City. I just wanted to reference, I know we're getting a lot of questions right now. One, what our determination is on the investigation. You have to understand that takes time, and the fire marshal, he is working through all of that, and we'll try to get that out as soon as possible. What I can tell you is the fire occurred last Sunday, December 7th. And obviously this is a tough time. It's a tough time of year. But there is certain things in place that we as a city have to do to ensure the safety of everyone to go back in to get their belongings. And that's what's taking time. And that's the questions that we're trying to filter right now, is the fact that folks want to know, when is it safe that I can get in on the apartments that were not completely destroyed by fire, but we have to have engineers get in and make sure that area is safe, and we're waiting on that right now. So I know it looks like we don't have all the answers, but we have the interest of everybody, the best interest at heart, and we need to obviously follow those procedures that we deal with when we deal with a commercial fire like this. We have to make sure it's safe to allow people back in to get their stuff. And that's the same with the utilities. We can't turn the utilities back on until we ensure that it's safe to do so. And that's the process. And it just takes time to go through the process. But we're working closely with the apartment complex to make sure that that process is getting done and it's safe. And as soon as possible, we'll allow all those tenants back in to get their stuff and out of the building. So, does anyone have any other questions for me?
Are you looking for help from residents or the community? And that's not only like to help the families, but to help you out with the investigation. Are you searching for something that maybe the community?
Not necessarily. No, not necessarily searching for anything. But yeah, as a routine investigation, we always reach out and we try to exhaust all state and local efforts to. We're a small community. We have a fire marshal, fire chief, Obviously, we have it's a fire investigation response team. And what that does is has other investigators come in to assist our fire marshal. And they're all working through that right now to try to, this is a large complex. It's not your normal single family residence where we can go in and, this is a large complex, and they want to make sure that they're looking at everything methodical before they give you that answer. Okay?
How has this been for your department? Because this is something you're not used to, this size of a fire.
So we treat this emergency like any other. Life safety is first, right? And property conservation becomes second. And we handled all of that initially at the scene. Now the problems that we have, obviously, is the displaced. And the community has been amazing at helping with the displaced occupants of that area. So we're working with them for any help or needs that they have. I think right now the frustration is, when can I get back in to observe and evaluate my belongings? So even though that the apartment wasn't completely destroyed by fire, we have water damage, right? Smoke damage, heat damage, all of those things. We need to make sure that it's safe to get folks back in to get their belongings. And that's what we're working through.
So as far as the public goes and what we can do as the media, as far as your investigation goes, is there something that we can tell viewers, a person of interest or any part of the investigation that you need us to put forward out there to the public that can help you? Phone number or anything to put out?
Yeah, we don't have any of that right now. No, we don't have any of that. So we're just trying to work through the last few theories that the fire marshal has on what the cause of that fire was. Sometimes, as much as we do and we exhaust our resources, sometimes that cause may be undetermined, and a lot of times that is the answer. So there's certain ways that the fire marshal has to rule a fire, and one of those ways is undetermined, right? We have arson, accidental, natural causes, as well as undetermined. So we want to make sure we have all the facts before we make that determination.
I hate to take away from the mics, but I was wondering if you could show us on that photo exactly what's impacted by the fire.
Sure. So what we have right now is, this is the building that obviously is without utilities right now. What we have is from about this spot here to somewhere right in here, this area was impacted by fire, direct fire damage. But you have to remember that we do have smoke, heat, and water damage that's being evaluated in the rest of the building. And unfortunately, when we shut off the electricity, gas, and water to this building, because of all the fire damage, it affects the rest of the building as well. So that's what we're working through right now, is to see what we can allow people to get back into, to evaluate their belongings, and what we have to keep people out because of unsafe. We have no roof on the building right here. So this building, obviously we worry about roof rafters falling, sheetrock. It could end up injuring somebody if we let them back in there. So we want to make sure it's safe.
And those other buildings behind it have no water and power, is that right?
No, that's not correct. These buildings right here are unaffected.
Unaffected.
They have utilities. Yeah. It's just this right here. Encompasses this property. Right there. Okay? Does anyone else have any questions? Thank you. Did you want to wrap it up? Okay. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Police chief is here too, so you got.
We have our police chief here.
I don't have any additional information, but I can answer questions or try to, so I don't think anything from me, Dave.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Your time is coming,
No,
right?
it's been there before, and it comes around from time to time, doesn't it? How about you, Daniel? You got anything for me?
But for the church, you're accepting donations still?
Yes, 100%, like even administrative feel that all of it's taken care of, so we're 100% of every dollar goes straight toward residents.
Is there a specific need? I forget if you mentioned that earlier. Is there a specific need for anything?
Besides the.
No, we,
Yeah.
honestly,
Cash.
pretty much all is
Yeah.
in our building right now.
Yeah.
And almost all the residents have come through and collected quite a bit. There's still plenty. So really just cash if able. Because we're trying once a week to disperse those amounts just so they can get it quickly, even if it's $100 here, 300 here, you know.
And Pastor, they can make those donations on your website?
Yes, that's the easiest way.
Okay.
What's the website?
FPCUC.org. And it's just at the top, you'll see a banner. I just put a peppermint in, you're not supposed to.
Are they supposed to like input some sort of like message kind of saying that it's gonna be directed to this specific cause, or it just?
That's a good question. No, on that particular page, if you go to it's the only option.
Okay.
It says just designated, but that's directly goes to Falcon Ridge Apartment residents.
Thank you, everybody.